Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back once again to Phatkat Collections. Today, got another Nubeo watch. I actually have two executions of this watch, and this is the Nubeo Sphyrnidae. I think I'm saying that right. Check this out. So I recently did a review on the purple version of this with the purple strap on, like sort of a rubber strap. I believe it's rubber. I like the watch so much, I wanted to come back and review it, of course, in the all stainless steel. And generally with Nubeo watches, because they make so many different color variations, a lot of times I will reach out to Nubeo, or we talk every week, right? So I'll basically say, hey, this is what I want to review on the channel. And a lot of times when they come out with a new model, there's a specific color that really kind of turns me on to the model, right? The one that really kind of got me was the black and purple version. After getting the watch, I discover how cool it is. This happens all the time, that I reach out and say, hey, I'd like to review a different color, right? So in this case, they sent me the black version, the black bezel and black face version. And this is kind of what, you know, I think that most folks, when it comes to what colors they choose in a watch, generally will pick, you know, the conservative black most of the time, right? And as your collection starts to grow, people tend to, you know, kind of branch off in different colors. For instance, if I was not an affiliate of Nubeo and I wasn't working with Dartmouth brands and I didn't have the opportunity to review all these great watches, what one would I choose? You know, again, depending on the size of your collection, I might have just chose black because it is the most universal, right? You can wear this with anything. But as your collection starts to grow, how many black face watches do you actually need or want, right? Becomes kind of boring where they all start to, I say it loosely, like look alike, because let's face it, this watch has its own design aspects. It's its own thing. But, you know, it is nice to kind of go outside the box a little bit. And so a perfect example of they make a watch very similar to this already I reviewed in 3 different colors called the Thresher. And very similar bezel, very similar watch. This one's just kind of recreated and rebranded under a different theme. And so with that one, I have it in the red. I believe I have it in like the blue or the gray. You know, I wouldn't want something exactly the same, so I just wanted something a little bit different. And so I didn't have anything like this in the black, and I think the black looks really clean and classy. What I like about this as well is when you look at the face, you can see it has sort of almost like a, kind of like an ocean kind of pattern. I'm going to say wood grain. That's not really correct. Let's see if I get the camera to focus in a little bit more here, but let me just get a kind of a pointer here. If you look at sort of, we'll probably get some reflection here, but if we look at kind of the grain in the actual face of the watch, it does have sort of like a left and right grain, almost like wood grain, but it is really meant to be sort of like kind of the way it, like still water looks. Not really still, but like, you know, if you look out at the ocean, if there's not a lot of waves of white caps, it just has kind of like that water movement, if I'm saying that right. So it kind of duplicates that. And then hopefully you can see by this here, you can see there's actually like the silhouette of several sharks swimming around. And then on this particular complication, they did a hammerhead shark as the actual hand. So that's pretty cool. I like that. Again, the bezel on this, very almost identical to the Thresher version, where it's kind of shaped like saw teeth, or you know, kind of similar to what you'd expect from like a shark tooth. And then of course they have on the bezel as well, you can see sort of these shapes here in the shape of a tooth, where they did that at the, what did they do there? They did that on a couple like the number 10. Is that the 10 or is that the 20? Let me just kind of turn that here. A little bit hard to look at like this. Yeah, they have it at the 3 o'clock position. Then they have it at the 5 o'clock, the 7, the 9, and so on. So kind of cool that they did that. I like that they really tied sort of the shark theme into this watch. And I like when then they're going to do a, you know, like most of the Nubeo watches all are themed after either something in the ocean or space. I like when they really kind of think a little more about how they're going to integrate that particular item that they're theming into the watch. Like for instance, some of the Nubeos I reviewed just have kind of a pencil sketch on the exhibition window that kind of ties the watch to that specific theme, where I think it's kind of a loose interpretation, a loose kind of I guess kind of creation, so to speak, right? So with this, I like that they flat out really bold, put right across the bezel, Sphyrnidae, right between, was at the 12 and the 3 o'clock position. So you know the name of the watch. I like that they They also made the indices little shark teeth. So it's lots of shark inspiration on this, lots of shark design aspects from what I'd consider like the teeth on the bezel. And this could also be kind of like compared to, I don't know which shark, maybe the thresher shark, but has sort of like kind of a bill with kind of sharp edges on it like a saw. I always like refer to them as a kid like sawfish. I'm not really sure what you actually call them, what the proper name is, but you know, that's kind of how they tied that in. I love the fact that they put little teeth around the indices, and of course you really can't go wrong with the hand being a big giant hammerhead shark. I think the only thing I would really like to see is rather than have that little hammerhead shark as the hand for, I think that's just like a minute indicator, or is that seconds? No, it's seconds. Let me get the watch. The watch is actually no charge. Yeah, it looks like a seconds indicator. I would like to have seen them put that hammerhead on the actual main hour marker or minute marker. Just really make it big and in your face and super noticeable. But they did a great job on this. I'm going to put this down for a second to show you the other version, the black and purple. Very cool. I love the color combination on this. You know, just a great piece. And when I don't feel like wearing something stainless, this one just gives me a little color pop. I don't know, really cool. Not really, you can't really, it's just a color difference, right? So it's not like it's, you know, I don't want to make it sound like this is nothing that's never been done before. Lots of watch companies make different colors, but I find it a lot of fun to be able to accessorize. And sometimes I don't even really, to be honest with you, sometimes I'll just wear a basic t-shirt and still rock a purple watch, right? You don't always have to coordinate your outfit with that. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. It just kind of depends on my mood or what I'm doing, but still a very cool looking watch and a great color combination. We'll go back to the silver one in a second here. We had a unidirectional rotating bezel. Action on these, always good. You know, that's, a lot of times I don't even bother mentioning that because I just find it, I just find it like there's some watch reviewers out there that constantly are like, check out the bezel action. Like it's some super rare thing to have a good bezel action. It's so common nowadays. I just don't even see the point in mentioning it. You know, the main purpose of these videos is to showcase the watch and let you guys discover it and say, man, is that a watch you can see yourself wearing? If so, then you should get it, plain and simple. So I mean, like I said, very cool watch. You have you know, all 3/16 stainless steel. We have an automatic movement. I don't know which automatic movement this is in this because unfortunately Nubeo is terrible at listing their the specifications, but I'll just tell you guys what they list on here. In their website's actually a little weird. So they just say Japanese automatic 2 hands with small second hand. I'm gonna kind of venture and think this is like maybe a Miyota. 49 millimeters in case diameter, 17.4 in that case thickness, nice thick chunky case, and 54 millimeters lug to lug. Let me go back to the stainless version. So it kind of shows up a little better on camera here. Very cool. We have applied indexes with Swiss, looks like Swiss New Light it's called. Screw down crown, 24 millimeter solid stainless steel bracelet, fold over milled clasp with safety lock, push button deploying button on there, 38 teams of water resistance, 275 grams in weight, and it does have a sapphire crystal on that. That is what I would consider one of the check boxes that a lot of folks look for when shopping for a watch. To me, I never really think that it's anything really overly important because I've never scratched any watch, no matter what the crystal's made out of. Glass, acrylic, flame fusion, sapphire, K1, Cristerna, they're all pretty decent. So to me, it's never something I really look for. If a watch has sapphire, I honestly am like, yeah, cool. You know, it's not even something I ask myself when looking for a watch where I say, oh, I really like this brand. Well, wait a minute, what's the crystal? It's just not a concern to me. I never really understood why it's a concern to others, but always buy what you like and makes you happy. And, you know, it's your money you're spending, of course. If that is a checkbox, as I like to call them, for you, by all means, you know, then if that's a deal breaker for you in a watch, then shoot, then don't buy it. You know, I mean, it's really, I don't like to really say about it. I don't want to sit here and tell you that you're wrong in liking what you like, but I don't see the point just based on my experience of 400 plus watches in my collection. So what else with this? Did you get a nice dive case on that? I love the Nubeo dive cases, but you know, when it comes to box and presentation, I'm never really too concerned. As far as pricing on this right now, use my link. Go ahead and try to use my coupon code. Sometimes you'll get that 50% off with my code. Other times if they're having a sale, like now, 50% off. By the time I release this video, this may not be for several months, so just kind of keep that in mind. When you do watch this video, if you decide, man, I want to add this to my collection, make sure you do use my, I think it's PHATKAT50. Try to use the coupon code because sometimes that code will work and sometimes it doesn't, and they may not always have their sale going on. Right now, they're doing a summer sale, and you get 50% off with no code, but do use my link so we can track the sale. As far as other color options here, what do we got? Let's see. We have, this is called Devil Ray Black. They make a sea green, which is a green case in white. Looks like rubber strap. They have the purple version, which is a stainless and purple. They have the kelp green, which is a less exact watch in green. And then they have the Neptune red. The black and purple is not on here, and that's because I assume that it is sold out. And I think that was probably the most popular color execution. But again, the purple one with the little bit of gold accent. In all honesty, when they came out with this watch, that was the one I saw kind of pop up on Instagram, and I said, man, I need that color. And like I instantly reached out because I don't know, sometimes you look at a watch and it's beautiful in every color they make, right? And it's one in every color. But, you know, a lot of times if you have to just choose one, like that one really called to me. As much as I like the black and the, you know, the black and purple on bracelet, I'm really more drawn to the version that has the rubber strap. And it's funny because that one there, usually bracelets are more expensive than rubber strap versions. In this case, the more purple is the more expensive version. Same thing with the sea green and Neptune red. Very cool watches though, awesome, but very similar to the Thresher. So if you do have the Thresher and you like that design, this might be another addition for you. If not, it might be, you know, too similar if you already own that particular watch. But very cool, great piece. Nubeo is always coming out with interesting, unique watches, and this is definitely no exception to that. So without further ado, let's throw it on the wrist. I have a 7-inch wrist. I weigh 182 pounds and I'm 5'8". This gives you an idea of what this watch looks like on a guy my size and my height, my weight, of course. You know, again, this is a big watch. Not insanely large. If you are an Invicta or early Aragon/Android collector, you may say, it's not really big. I know guys who watch my channel who only will wear 50mm plus. Some will only wear 55mm plus. But, you know, I like to have a nice variety in my collection, and sometimes I'll wear the big stuff. It's funny now that I do tend to wear smaller watches most of the time now, and don't get upset. I do wear the big stuff still, don't get me wrong, but I do find that we do desensitize, and we desensitize rather quickly. So a lot of times I'm wearing more of a conservative, smaller watch just around the house. I'm not banging it on stuff as much. Usually when I go out, I tend to wear, and this is not a steadfast rule, right? So I just wear what I feel like wearing. It's just not really a lot. I don't sit there and hem and haw for hours trying to figure out what to watch. I just go into my safes and say, what do I feel like wearing today? Ooh, I haven't worn that in a while, throw it on the wrist. But it's interesting when you wear smaller watches for a while and you put this on, even though this is not a huge watch, it's still large. You know, when you're going from a 42mm Oceaniva and you go throw this on your wrist, you know, 49mm, it starts to feel like a bigger watch again. So if you've become a crazy obsessive watch collector like myself and you have become desensitized with the giant watches, put them down for a while, wear some smaller, and then you'll be able to come back and kind of realize, wow, that's a big piece. But very cool. I love the dive-themed versions of Nubeo more than the space-themed. Spaces, all their watches are cool, don't get me wrong. They all get a ton of wrist time. But I really, really like this kind of, I always like the ocean theme stuff and the dive stuff, even though I don't dive or swim or do anything. They're just really cool watches. To show you guys the black one here. And I've already reviewed this, but I wanted to come back and feature it in the video because I didn't review this in 4K with the new camera. And I think this camera really allows me to get some much better close-ups and give you guys an idea of, you know, what it actually looks like. You know, and I know over the years I've always said, well, you can just look at a picture, but it does give you a different perspective seeing it on the wrist and seeing it on the person moving around. So it just might be what you need to buy it. So very cool watch. That's it. Let me know if you guys have any questions. If you do like the content, as always, subscribe to the channel. Let me know if I can help in any way. A lot of times folks are thinking about getting something. They're just not 100% sure. They have a question. I'm always here to help. I'll always respond to you folks. And that's it. Have a great day, folks, and take care.